Hey guys, Fox Protocol Mining here. Real quick, 1 week post merge, give or take. Wanted to jump in here and do another update video. I got to day 2 and then life caught up to me. I apologize. I do have 5 kids. If you have kids, you know. If you don't have kids, your imagination's probably running wild and you're probably not wrong. So anyway, I've been touching on the difficulty increases on the chains. So it's kind of nice now because, as I mentioned earlier, uh, when we get the closer we got to merge, the less and less accurate the difficulty changes we're going to get. However, now we're in a unique position where the difficulty changes happened about a week ago. So now we're seeing whether or not the chains are decreasing in difficulty or whether we're kind of sideways or what have you. And what we're seeing is mostly sideways, which is kind of shocking because I expected a lot of people to turn off during this first week. But it looks like most people are just mining through. Ethereum Classic dropped by about 25%. Ravencoin dropped about 6%. And just about everybody else went sideways. Uh, Flux actually still increasing here. Litecoin increasing, which you can't really count Litecoin, you can't really count Bitcoin, you can't really count Cadena, because these are ASIC chains, which means they wouldn't be impacted by a GPU coin merging to proof of stake. So keep that in mind. I am going to answer a quick community question though. ZIL during the first couple days saw a difficulty decrease, like a massive decrease in difficulty. And I want to throw out why that happened. So ZIL saw a difficulty decrease because when Ethereum dropped to proof of stake and all those miners relocated, not all of them went to Ethereum Classic. Some of them went to Ergo, some of them went to Flux, some of them went to Ravencoin and elsewhere. And some of them just plain shut down. And so ZIL is a complementary coin to the Ethash algorithm. So people who were mining Ethereum were also mining ZIL. So when they switched algorithms, they stopped mining it. So ZIL actually saw this period where all this Ethereum hash rate migrated and it caused the ZIL network to actually have a difficulty decrease. I mean, wasn't a huge deal because ZIL's profitability next to Ethereum and Ethereum Classic was very little, but Ethereum Classic users who were also mining ZIL, might have suddenly seen a huge increase in ZIL rewards during that time frame. And that would be why, because Ethereum went away and all those miners relocated. So I just wanted to answer that question. Uh, excuse me. If you're in the scene, if you're on Twitter, if you're following your favorite YouTubers, you've already heard this. Ergo is in trouble. I touched on this a little bit earlier when I was watching the difficulty increases. There's something about Autolycos where the epochs determine the difficulty and not the block. So basically what happens is every X number of blocks, a specific epoch is hit, and then the difficulty adjusts for whatever the hash rate happens to be. However, we're seeing a major drawback to this because suddenly Ergo is profitable. All these people switched from Ethereum, started mining Ergo. Ergo's hash rate ballooned to 10x. I'm just throwing that out there. I don't know exactly what it ballooned to. But the epochs compensated. So difficulty shot up and then shot up and then shot up again, which lowered rewards. So suddenly I'm not profitable anymore. I turn off my Ergo rigs, and so does hundreds of other miners, or they switch to a different algorithm. Now we're at a super high difficulty with less hash rate. So what does that mean? That means the block times get longer, which means less rewards for the people mining it, and it takes significantly longer to reach the next epoch to lower the difficulty. So we're seeing Ergo kind of get battered a little bit right now because of the fact that the epochs are being delayed, which means the difficulty adjustments downward are not happening soon enough to adjust for the hash rate changes, which is a huge problem. Made worse by the fact that recently, if you're not aware, HiveOS added profit switching. Why is that bad for Ergo? That's bad for Ergo because when the difficulty finally adjusts back down and suddenly Ergo is now profitable again, users on HiveOS who elect to profit switch might find themselves mining Ergo, which means Ergo's hash rate will increase again. And suddenly the epoch will hit, the difficulty will go up, the profitability will go down, and HiveOS will move those users to a different chain. And it's not just HiveOS. I don't want to just pick on HiveOS, but I'm just using that as an example. So what that means is that the loyal Ergo miners who have been there supporting the chain from before the Ethereum merge are now getting screwed because they're mining through these epochs, which means they're getting less rewards. And then when the rewards do perk up, other miners come in and steal them from them. Not steal them, earn them from them. But the point is that unless there's a major change to Ergo's difficulty structure, it might not be worth mining in the near term, just because these difficulty increases are going to cause hell with your profitability. So it's not financial advice. I never give financial advice, but it is troublesome for the Ergo community. I am not a huge fan of Ergo, but even still, I hope it works out for you guys. I hope the community sticks with the project, and I hope the dev team gets a suitable answer to resolve these issues. Now, I'm going to move on here because a lot of YouTubers now are using this word called, or saying they're spec mining. They're picking these coins that I'm just going to say it, they're shit coins. They're not spec mining because spec mining, to me, is mining a project that is not listed on any exchange, which means the only way to accumulate it is to mine it or buy it over the counter from another user who has it. Otherwise, if it's listed on an exchange, that means it has a value. That means you are not spec mining. You are just mining a shitcoin and hoping that it moons. And I hope every coin I mine moons, and Bitcoin is not a speculative coin at this point. But if I mine it, I'm not spec mining because Bitcoin is very well established. But if I'm mining a shitcoin, I should know very well there's a really good chance it's going to fail. We're in a bear market, things fail. Very few altcoins survive bear markets. This is just historically proven time and time again. Now, I'm going to touch on a few projects really quick. You probably see them on my screen, pulled up already. Meowcoin has been talked about a lot. It's a Kapow fork of Raven. It is all about sending donations to different animal shelters to help support cats. And I have spoken with the dev team. They are great guys. I did mine this coin when it first released just to support the network with some hash rate. But longevity-wise, guys, it's a token around cats. And I know I probably am wrong because I have been proven wrong time and time again. And Dogecoin is like the largest like meme coin ever. So this could very well take off. You never know. I'm going to say it again, though, not financial advice. It's being talked about by a lot of the bigger YouTubers. I just happened to get exposed to it early on, but I am no longer mining it at this time. I am going to shout out Rapturium for just having the greatest community ever, period, end of story. Rapturium has the greatest community I have encountered so far in all my years in crypto. They are a CPU primary coin, and they are also GPU mineable. However, most GPUs don't do too well. Unless you have 30 series or maybe 6000 series AMD, I wouldn't even try to mine Rapturium because it just won't be that profitable. It won't be profitable at all. But if you're using a 30 series or a 6000 series card, you might be able to run it lean enough to be competitive, to get some hash rate on the network if you want to participate. I will be doing another piece here soon on Rapturium and some of its forks. It does have 7 forks on the Ghostwriter algorithm right now that are all mineable. But I'm going to be touching a little bit on that in a different video just to give you guys an overview of it and why I like it. Now, this was the coin. It's called Radiant or ARTXD that I was purely spec mining. It got listed on the 20th on exbit.io. And shockingly enough, it didn't dump in value, which means that the community didn't just empty their pockets, which is kind of what I was expecting to happen. Now, why do I like it? Like, why is Radiant not a shitcoin to me? Well, Radiant is a layer 1 protocol, which is a little bit different than a lot of these forks we've been seeing, like Ghostwriter forks, Kapow forks. It's an original chain. So it's a variant of SHA-256, but it's not yet ASIC mineable, which means that GPUs have an opportunity here because this is a high emission project. It's got a 50,000 block reward. It has a 21 billion total supply, but it's high emission and it has regular halvenings. And since ASIC companies are generally pretty slow to react to projects like this, means we might encounter a full 2 years where a majority of the supply comes into existence, where GPUs are king. So it's layer 1, it's Bitcoin-esque, but it's more transactable because it has a higher supply. So it's Dogecoin-y on that end, but it is capped at 21 billion. And it also has some Ethereum machine additions to the chain. I am not super technical. I'm not going to claim to be, but the team took a unique approach at building this chain. Effectively, they built it and then they wrote the white paper. They took the time to, delve into everything as it was, and then they took a step back and they wanted the community to come into it with a we build it and people will come use it mentality. And I like that. It's not a cash grab. It doesn't feel rug Polish to me. Not financial advice, but it's interesting. It's perked my interest. I'm involved in the project. I'm in the Discord. I'm talking to people. I'm helping people get turned on to it. The hash rate is exploding. I think when I started this, it was only 200 gigahash, and now we're at almost 25 terahash. I've gotten a couple other YouTubers talking about it just from posting about it on Twitter and on here on YouTube. Uh, it is profitable to mine right now, not for older AMD hardware, but definitely for NVIDIA hardware. This is definitely something that you could potentially mine profitably, at least for the short term. As this hash rate continues to increase, guys, profitability is going to keep going down. But this is kind of like one of those accumulate and hold, in my opinion. That's what I'm doing with it. Just because of the fact it's high emission right now, and it's getting harder and harder and harder and harder to accumulate. So, people, there is demand and it's building for this project, and I really like it. I will say that I really like it. Uh, you know, whatever your opinions on it are, I really wish we could get like Bitsby Trippin or somebody to come in here and do like a more technical analysis on it. That would be really cool. Uh, so if you're watching Bitsby Trippin, please rip into this project for me. Uh, but yeah, that was my spec project. I'm still heavily vested in it right now. Pretty much everything I have that's still online is pointed at this project. So those are all my secrets bared to you guys. Uh, I don't want to sit here and ramble too long. Obviously, there's a lot happening in the crypto scene right now. I cannot possibly cover it all, and I am trying for you guys. I will be releasing some videos on some more passive revenues, basically a way to kind of stretch your mining, stretch your coins to get a little bit of extra revenue to help you guys out because we're in a bear market. times are tough. Uh, and you know, a lot of us in 2021, a lot of us started doing this full time. I was one of those guys. So right now is a really rough time for me, and a rough time for a lot of you guys too, I'm sure. So I want to do my piece to help you out with that. I do want to shill something really quick. This is a project that I'm doing. It is a Discord server. I call it the repository. I also have a Twitter attached to this. I will link all that in the description. Check it out. Let me know. Beat me over the head with a shovel. Help me out here. As to what it is, guys, everything I encounter in this scene, it's I put it here. Whether it's a site for buying crypto hardware, different projects that I'm interested in, uh, exchanges that I come across, node services, different mining softwares. I have everything in here. I have all the GitHubs. I have web links that are giving us updates when YouTubers post and tweet. Uh, Mining softwares, if they update or issue a new release, you get a notification. And it's not pingy, which means I don't have the at everyone every 5 seconds you're going to get a ping. It's only soft pings in here. So you can just mark the server as red, walk away from it, come back, and then you'll see real time updates of this stuff that you want to follow. Uh, so please, guys, check this out for me. Offer me some suggestions, offer me some projects that you guys want to see in here, or things that I'm just missing. I am only one guy. There's so much information out there, and this Discord isn't really meant to be a chat room. It's meant to be a collection of information. So that way, if a new miner comes into the scene, I can point him into this Discord, and he has the wealth of years of knowledge and links right here at his fingertips. So if you think this is potentially cool, potentially something worth looking at, please get in here. Please hit me up in the suggestions channel and let me know what I can change to make it better. But guys, that is going to be it for me. I'm going to cut this video off. If you have questions, comments, please hit me up in the comments here on YouTube. You can always find me on Twitter. I'm in Discord on the Miner Pool. I'm their tech support. You can find me there any hour, almost of every day, and hit me up with DMs. Otherwise, guys, this is Fox Protocol Mining, and I'm out of here.